Hey guys, Jackdaw here, and Dan, do we have some news today? Thanks to the lovely Gilda Farlin, I'll just call her Kate. I hope she doesn't mind me calling her Katie. Well, thanks to her, she has informed me of this massive spillage of news upon the next Dragon Age game. Of course, all of these dabs of information are leaks, so do take all of this with a grain of salt. However, boy, do we have a lot of information to go through. So let's get straight into today's Dragon Age 4 news update. Of course, all sources and sites are linked down below, so you should be sure to check those out. Some of this information is apparently at least 1 year old, so some story elements may get changed later on. Of course, we all know this from when Mass Effect Andromeda had its massive Reddit leak, and let's just say the initial concept panned out to be way more cooler than what we actually got in the end. Anyways, I do apologise for all of this reading, but we just gotta get through this. So without further ado, Dragon Age 4/Dragon Age Retribution leak. The general details. The game takes place primarily in Tevinter, but will have missions in the Anderfels, Saharan, Antiva, the Deeproods, and even in the Fade, etc. 60% of the game world is represented by the capital city of Minrathous, which is 200 times bigger than Denerim in Dragon Age Origins. Minrathous will be an open and living city with moving NPCs that walk around, buy goods, do busy work. Think of the NPCs in The Witcher 3 in Novigrad. The city will have large temples, statues, large buildings and large towers, markets, docks, fountains, giant walls which you can explore, and other cool areas like a Colosseum and even an aqueduct which you can climb. If you haven't noticed yet, Minrathous will be heavily based on Imperial Rome and Constantinople, and in the lore it's the largest city in Fade with nearly 1 million inhabitants. The city is divided into 5 zone districts, with no loading screens to get into each one, so it's all integral. The districts include the Noble District, which is in the upper northmost part of the city, set on a hill, which will have 3 different staircases that can get you in and out of the district. Within that district, you have a smaller district encased in marble walls and only accessed by gate, called the Imperial Quarter, which houses the Imperial Senate House. The Grand Library of Tevinter, lore-wise, is equivalent to the Library of Alexandria and is nearly impossible to get into. There will be a quest dedicated to just that place. The Archon's Palace, the Grand Temple of Dumat, and Centaurial Mansions. The lower half of the city includes the Market District, the Working Class District, the Colosseum District, which also includes an Academy of Magic, the Library of Minrathous, Imperial Army Headquarters, and finally the Pua District. The streets of Minrathous are all cobbled. The outside walls are largely guarded by just as large juggernaut statues, which are massive black golems. The city has 3 bridges that connect it to the outside world, which you can also explore before being told to turn around. The other 40% of the game world will be large maps and dungeons, similar to the zones in Dragon Age Inquisition. Dun dun dun. One specific zone will be a swamp marsh area where you'll get 1 companion and a tied story mission. Moving on to the playable character. Your character can only be a human for story reasons. That means you won't be able to play as an elf, dwarf, Qunari, etc. You can only play as a male or a female. There is a character creation filter on being homosexual, heterosexual, or bi, and influence some dialogue lines as well as romance options. That does not sound very BioWare-y, but then again, this is a leak. Continuing on, your character's last name is Lanius, and will be referred to as such by all the NPCs and text. Freeze frame for 1 second here. Lanius, or Lanius, however you say it, is the title of a bird. Katie also told me this information. So again, thank you, Katie. But also, I do enjoy the title of being Lanius. I like the concept of, being titled as a bird. I'd much prefer a jackdaw, but hey ho. Moving on, Dragon Age Retribution will be more story and character focused than Dragon Age Inquisition. You have a mother and a father and a dead male female that's interchangeably based on your sex, i.e. if you're male, you'll have a dead sister and vice versa. Freeze frame for 1 second. That does sound pretty damn cool. Back to it. Your dead sibling is dead before game and will be involved in a form of a quest with your own mother. Just so you know, I'm deliberately reading this verbatim, so if it sounds stupid, that's the author, that's not me being stupid. Back to it. Vastly improved character creation system. You can literally make a young Liam Neeson type character if you wish. It's that good, and it's the best character creation system ever made. Alright then. You'll have 7 companions, 4 males and 3 females. Of those 7, 1 will be a dwarf, another an elf, and there will be a Qunari companion. If you take any of these characters on missions with you within Minrathous, prepare to have racist encounters, and with the Qunari, a literal blood bath. The main female romance option of males is named Eva Scala, and her father is Senator Dadlius Scala, leader of Popularis faction of the Imperial Senate. Your father is a minor noble of the equestrian rank and is leader of the knightly class of Tevinter. He is in constant conflict with the senators, especially Scala, so it's kind of a forbidden relationship if you were to engage in that romance, kind of like Romeo and Juliet, you know, oh Romeo, oh Romeo. The rest of the companions I'll mention in the story bits. Good to know, thank you for that. Moving on to the gameplay section, will be more like Dragon Age 2's combat and will have a vastly improved tactics system similar to Dragon Age Origins. Lots of build variety, blood magic returns, and your story is affected if you use blood magic or become a blood mage. NPCs and companions will mention that a lot of if you actually choose the blood mage path. Okay, so if you're a blood mage, it will be mentioned. The canon is to play as a mage, but you can still play as a warrior or rogue. The rogue is actually super fun to play as. You'll actually be able to play as a stealth assassin type figure if you want to spec into that. Kind of like you could in Dragon Age Inquisition. Warriors are just warriors, still cool though. Item system is the exact same as Dragon Age Inquisition. RNG is more forgivable in Dragon Age Retribution than Dragon Age Inquisition. However, the higher difficulty, the less luck with RNG. You can craft weapons and armor, and you can tint that color and modify that armor. Weapons are less Final Fantasy looking. 5 different difficulties: easy, normal, hard, very hard, and nightmare. There is no new game plus, and you can customize your companions. You have your own den in Manrathis, similar to the Assassin's Den in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. You and Daedalus Scala, I cannot say that name. You and Daedalus Scala lead this secret society known as the Old Order, whose fundamental goal is to bring back the last 2 untamed old dragon gods to fight against a greater evil. That does sound pretty lit, and I have been speculating towards that. But not as the protagonist doing that. You recruit people similar to how you recruited individuals in Dragon Age Inquisition, and send them on missions of assassinations, political intrigue, research gathering, etc. Pretty much identical to Inquisition. And you get rewards from mission completion, including experience, crafting resources, rare weapons and items, and Old Order points used to unlock perks in the perk system. The Old Order is integral to the storyline, but recruiting people and sending them off to missions is entirely optional. Attribute system returns and is pretty much identical to Dragon Age Origins. The story. Now we are looking at the story, which is subject to change because of the plot points, because of age, because of narrative enhancements. Also, I forgot to mention that Dragon Age Retribution is planned to be unveiled at E3 2018 with Anthem and will have a release date for March 2019. Boy, that is pretty soon. At least as far as I was speculating. Some rapid fire details. The game is set in 951 Dragon. The Qunari have invaded Tevinter in 7 different invasion points. They've already conquered the northern half of Tevinter except for Manrathis, which is guarded by its powerful walls on land and by Imperial Navy at sea. You are a part of a southern Tevinter relief force. The game starts off with a massive cinematic battle. You pick your gender, do your character creation, and then you pick your class. You're a part of a 4-man specialist combo force, including yourself, Eva Scala, Witchley Commander, one warrior named Constantinius, and a rogue named Justin, both of whom die at the end of the level. Justin. Really? Justin? Come on, Justin. The first area of the game is the army camp area. You get assigned the mission by General Commander Mage, literally named Maximus Decimus. There's loads and loads of name references to everything Roman, including movies and TV shows, and dropped off immediately behind enemy lines. Your goal is to pretty much disable the Qunari war machines and destroy their supply train. There's numerous cutscenes of a large greyish wolf stalking you. Dun dun dun. Kill trash mobs of Qunari and Dalish elves in alliance with them. Kill trash mobs of Qunari and Dalish elves in a night. Okay, whatever. Final battle of the level is with a powerful Cerberus. Get confronted after the greyish wolf finally appears and transforms to a giant 10-foot tall armoured figure. Pretty much destroy everything and sets giant balls of fire to clashing armies. Yep, okay, now we're getting quite illiterate. After giant meteoric balls of fire killed off pretty much the entire army of the Tevinter and the Qunari, the giant figure is revealed to be Solas, but is called and calls himself Solas. Solas? S-A-L-O-S? Salos? Same voice actor as before. It's a shame the author didn't actually mention what he was actually called, because that would at least give him some legitimacy. What he meant to say was, Gareth David Lloyd will be returning to play Solas. Getting back to it, ordains that you, the playable character, survive the ordeal, will be a messenger to the Archon to surrender the city to him. He also makes the same request to the surviving Qunari commander to do the same, but to the Qunari, and the Qunari are to return back to their lands. Solas threatens all that hear him that Thedas belongs to him, and he will return her to her glory days without humans, elves, Qunari, or dwarves. He then immediately vanishes, and Constantinius and Justin die as well as the mage commander. But Eva Scala survives. You and Eva set out to travel to Minrathous. Some story tidbits. There will be a warden civil war that you will have to resolve. Assassination attempts will happen upon the Archon. Salus, or Solas, or whatever he's called now, burning and killing Tevinter cities, and is also killing the Qunari Tevinter armies. The second, final level will be Solas essentially destroying Minrathous just after you beat off a Qunari siege. The final level is travelling to the Forest of Alphons to kill Salos or Solas. The ending choice, dun dun dun, spoilers, is to kill, capture or save Solas. All of this is subject to change, but the location, continuity and events are set in stone. The Siege of Minrathous, the Forest of Alphon, and then the epilogue. Apparently the game is called Retribution because it's obviously tying in the elven BS that Solas brought in. Solas is obviously the main villain of the game. Dorian will be a cameo, the Inquisitor and the Grey Warden will be mentioned, and Hawk/Stroud are in the Anderfell's level. The Inquisitor is mentioned, but we do not see the Inquisitor. It is apparently the final Dragon Age game, and it is going to be released in March 2019. And because Aaron Flynn has left, the work attitude and company culture has changed because we all trust in Hudson. And that's basically all of the information that I could delve into. I hope you noticed a lot of my sarcasm within this because I feel that the majority of this is BS. I do not feel that half of this is true. The person writing this is just completely all over the place. You know, you've got so many spelling mistakes, you can't even say half of the words they're trying to say. The spellings, the law, they've just got it all, you know, they've just wrote up a blog post one day and they've gone, yeah, I just don't feel this is legit, basically. I think some of this information could be definitely true. I do enjoy looking at all of these leaks and seeing what people are speculating and all that, but to say this is from BioWare, to say this is from someone who has seen the game, I'd say that this is completely untrue. However, I do enjoy this aspect of looking at leaks and, you know, this is news after all. This is a reoccurring issue that everyone is looking at. The name Dragon Age Retribution has something that I have heard a numerous amount of times, so looking into this leak I feel was at least worthwhile. But to call this all gospel and true, pff, no, nada. Definitely not true. I feel that some of these elements will definitely pan out. Solas being the main antagonist, being able to customize our armor, going to Tevinter, definitely all for that. But for characters named Justin and Constantinius and them dying within the first few hours of the game, and Solas changing his name for no apparent reason, and so many other things that I could delve into, it just doesn't seem that legit. Anyways guys, tell me down below what you think about Dragon Age Retribution. Personally, for a game title, I would rather it be called Dragon Age Imperium, because we're going to the Tevinter Imperium, but that's just my 2 cents. Before I do finish this video, I have a quick announcement, and that is I have a blog now. Be sure to check it out. It's more of a personality blog than anything. However, I have written my next Dragon Age video on it, so if you want to get some of that fresh Dragon Age content right now, then be sure to look at that and hit it up, and tell me your thoughts before I then proceed into creating that script into a video. And of course, if you just want to read my scripts while watching my videos, doing that at the same time, if you're into that, then you can totally do that now because I now have a blog that you should totally check. And my final announcement is the fact that I would like to get into streaming. I would love to just stream, and I might stream tonight, it really depends, but if I do, I'll be streaming on YouTube and Twitch. So tell me down below what you guys think about that. Would you like to watch Jackdaw stream? Would you enjoy that? Would you not? Mainly, I'm thinking about playing RPGs and small games that generally surround, you know, conversations, choices and consequence, like Life is Strange, Until Dawn. Games that generally surround choice and consequence, that's kind of my niche. Do tell me all that down below. But anyway guys, yeah, tell me all of your opinions upon this leak. I apologise if the title was clickbaity, but this is a leak. This is Dragon Age 4 news. But anyway guys, for all your things, BioWare, Dragon Age 4, Mass Effect, Anthem, and some other IPs I might just steer myself into, well, you're already in the right place for all that jazz. Be sure to check out my blog. And until the next one, I've been Jackdaw, and I should go.